This is Kyle from Kyle's Light Novels, here again with another review. This time for I Kept Pressing the 100 Million Year button and came out on top, Volume 1. Please leave a like, comment and subscribe for more content. It helps support the channel. First off, this volume is in first-person perspective from our protagonist Alan Rowdall. I apologize for the wrong pronouncement. A 15-year-old boy, he was raised by his mom, a single mother, as his father had already died. His mom had saved up so that he could go to school. He is considered a talentless guy, which is why he's called the Reject Swordman. Alan is constantly bullied by his fellow classmates for being a reject swordman, especially by Dodrell Barton, so I can't pronounce the name. This reminds me a lot of that series, The Failed Knight, mainly because both protagonists from this series and that series are very similar. Both were classed as failures, both worked very hard, and both were bullied only for them to shut their classmates up with how strong they became. Alan challenged Dodrell to a duel, as Dodrell had insulted Alan's mom, which of course Dodrell accepted and agreed to take back his insult if Alan wins, but if Alan loses, he had to withdraw from the school. While training for his upcoming duel, he meets an old man who introduced himself as the Time Hermit. The Hermit gives Alan the 100 million year button, which he explains that pressing the button will send him to another world where he can train for 100 million years. At first, Alan was skeptical, but upon pressing the button, he now believes the Time Hermit. Another world? That doesn't give me the feeling of the Time Chamber from Dragon Ball. Just a bit, as the Time Chamber allowed one to get a year worth of training in one day, while Alan got 100 million years of training in like minutes. Alan spent more than just 100 million years training, as he kept pressing the 100 million year button. Upon finishing his training, the Time Hermit disappeared, and Alan finds himself waking up in bed, as if all that training and meeting the Time Hermit was nothing but a dream. Alan arrives at the place where he is supposed to have his duel, only to find that a lot of students had gathered to watch them duel. When the duel started, Alan was surprised to see that Dodrell was moving very slow, and was more surprised that he actually beat Dodrell with ease, which of course got him bullied even more by his fellow class students, as they believed he cheated, as Dodrell was a genius with the sword, so someone like Alan beating him should be out of the question. A few days after his duel, he entered the Swordman Festival to earn some money. Naturally, he got looked down on, which isn't surprising as he was already used to that kind of treatment. But that kind of treatment stopped the moment he wins his first match, which of course shocked everyone that was watching the match. Alan kept on winning his matches. That is, until he finally made it to the finals, where he came face to face with Rose Felicia. I can't pronounce that name. That is known as the Bounty Hunter, a very skilled swordman. She of course gives him a hard time during their match, but ultimately he manages to secure victory against her. The following day, Alan was summoned to the principal's office, where he discovered that he has received a scholarship from the Thousand Blade Academy, one of the elite academies, and not only that, but his teachers have done a 180, as they had once been mean to him, but now are nice to him. Alan of course passes the interview and soon learns that he is only one out of 3 scholarship students, the other 2 being Rose, who he had fought in the Swordman Festival, and Leia, a princess. After the opening ceremony, he does some training to calm his nerves down. He goes for a bath but accidentally walks in on Leia, changing in the men's locker room, which of course surprised him. Leia, not only embarrassed but angry, challenged him to a duel on the terms that the loser becomes the winner's servant. Leia was so overconfident in her abilities that she didn't see any possibility of losing, which unfortunately did happen. She lost to Alan, and as agreed, she became his servant. They began living together and even shared a bed together. Alan informed Leah that she was changing in the men's locker room, which surprised her as she thought she was in the girls' locker room. The principal of the academy is very cunning, as she was the one that was responsible for Leah changing in the boys' locker room. She made Alan do 3 classmen that disagreed with Alan being part of the team to take part in the Holly Festival. To be honest, she is hilarious. She is also a manga reader. It's hinted that both Rose and Leah have feelings for Alan, but it's uncertain for now. They both ask Alan how they look in their Jimmy uniform, which he gives them the safest answer that all guys do. Alan will be going first in the Holy Festival. He easily defeats his first opponent, who underestimates him, but his second opponent is Sido, who wasn't just strong, but the strongest person he has faced in a long time. While doing his fight with Sido, Alan undergoes a transformation which allowed him to ultimately crush Sido. Alan was able to turn back to normal thanks to Leah, who had hugged him from behind. After the festival, Alan, Rose and Leah got suspended due to what happened during Alan's match against Sido. This was a brilliant read. I definitely recommend it to anyone, and I really hope this gets an anime.